Hey, 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 welcome, sis. My name is Abaya Jones. If you're new to my channel, I am a wife, a mother, a grandmother, a keeper of the commandments of Yah. And on my channel, we talk about all things being a wife and mother and different homemaking tips. And If that is something that you're interested in, I do ask that you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. All right, today we are going to talk about five uh, different ways that you can save $500 a month. Yes, $500 a month. All right, I'm going to give you some simple tips and tricks that you can utilize that will help you out. In this first video, we are going to talk about all things groceries and food. All right, so for the first tip, we're going to talk about meal planning. So, yes, meal planning is key. Um, you want to plan your meals at least at least 1 week in advance. You can also do bi weekly or monthly if at all possible. I would actually recommend that. But if not, then, you know, do weekly meal plans. This will help you with impulse buys and even stress. And it helps you avoid buying takeout as well. If you already know um, what you're going to have, you already have those items, it can help you avoid buying takeout. And you can also plan meals around items that are on sale. All right, so the next tip is going to be to always shop with a list. This goes hand in hand with that meal planning. You already have your list, you know what you are going to buy, and it keeps you from buying things you don't need, uh, buying things that you're not even going to use just because it's on sale or whatever, or impulse buying, just throwing things in your cart because it looks good or whatever. All right, so you do want to shop with a list. All right, next tip is going to be to buy in bulk. So this is going to be things like rice or beans or pasta or frozen chicken or, just whatever, it is that your family eats. If you buy things in bulk, it's going to help you save money because you already have those items. It's not stuff that you're going to have to buy weekly. You do want to make sure that it is stuff that your family is going to eat often, so that you're not wasting money on any extra stuff. But whatever your family eats, whenever you can, buy in bulk. Stuff like rice and beans, sometimes you don't have to buy that stuff for 6 months, a year, or whatever, depending on what it is. So, yeah, I encourage you to buy in bulk whenever possible. The next tip is going to be to shop discount stores or warehouse clubs. So, discount stores are stuff like Aldi or Dollar Tree, although I hear that Dollar Tree is not, so cheap anymore. Um, those are discount stores, and warehouse clubs are stuff like Sam's or Costco. Um, And yeah, buying these things can help you save money. If you buy another discount store, it's already going to be cheaper. Um, again, I encourage you only things that your family's going to eat, so you're not wasting money. With Sam's and Costco, you can buy in bulk, which is going to be cheaper. It's going to help you save money. Um, Going back to like the frozen chicken in the previous tip, I know that at Sam's we get like the 40 pounds of chicken breast for $100. And that lasts us, I mean, we're just a household of two. Um, Everyone else is out of the house. But that lasts us like 8 to 9 months, when we're throwing in other things, eating other things. So yeah, utilize this tip as much as you can. Now I know that there are some Israelites that believe that chicken is unlawful, And that's fine if you're one of those people, that's cool. We believe that it is okay to eat chicken, so don't come for me. All right, so the next tip is going to be to use loyalty cards and cashback apps. So now cashback apps are stuff like Ibotta or Fetch or um yeah, and you can get like you upload your receipt and you can get cash back on items that you buy. So those are very helpful. And then loyalty cards, stuff like Kroger Plus. We have a Kroger where we live, but yeah, just figure out the stores that you shop at if they have any kind of loyalty cards. And a lot of times you can stack those rewards with store sales, and that will maximize your savings. So, yeah, that's definitely something to think about using loyalty cards and cashback apps. That will save you money. All right. So, the next one is a big one, cooking at home instead of eating out. I don't know why we don't want to cook at home. Um, but in any event, it's going to save you a whole lot of money. Just for example, let's say that you cook spaghetti at home. Depending on the size of your family, it's going to cost you maybe $10 to $12, as opposed to eating spaghetti out. It can run you, $40 or so. Again, depending on how many people in your household and where you live. But, it is so much cheaper to just cook at home. I know, I know. It can be hard, when we have children and husbands, and some of you have jobs and businesses and sisters and, all of this. We have all of this. I know. Um, but try to, as much as you can, um, cook at home. And I am going to have a separate video on some tips with that at a future date. Um, that may be helpful, but as much as you can, try to cook at home. Also, the next tip, try to freeze leftovers for future use. So, um, let's go back to the spaghetti example. You cook spaghetti, you have leftovers. Go ahead and freeze them for a future meal. And then you already have that meal already planned, prepared. You can throw that on your um, weekly meal plan, and you don't even have to buy any items for it. It's already there. You just pull it out of the freezer the night before, let it thaw. Dinner time, you just heat that up, and that's going to save you money, and it's actually going to save you time as well. You don't even have to cook that night; it's already prepared. All right, so the next tip is going to be to buy seasonal produce, your fruits and vegetables. So, for instance, like strawberries in June, they're going to be cheaper because they are in season. You try to buy strawberries in January, as some of you may already know, it's going to be way overpriced because it's not in season. You can utilize farmers markets um, to buy, in season produce. That'll be very helpful. But in any event, and you can, preserve the items that you buy for, other seasons when it's not in season. And we're going to do some preserving on this channel as well. So stay tuned. All right. The next tip is going to be to grow a small garden. So even if you don't have any land, even if you know, you just live in an apartment, you can still do some container gardening. You can grow some tomatoes, some, herbs, um, just some peppers. Just try to start a small garden if you're at all able to. Um, if not, try to utilize like community gardens if you have them in your area. But in any event, it's gonna help save you money. For instance, like fresh basil or mint in the store, it can run you $3 to $5, as opposed to growing your own and you always have it. And you can preserve herbs and we'll talk about that at another video. But um, you can grow herbs on your windowsill. You can grow tomatoes and peppers on your balcony or your patio. If you live in an apartment or a small area. Yeah, try to start a small garden if you're at all able. It's going to help you save money. All right, the final tip for this video is going to be to avoid pre-cut or pre-packaged produce. You know, when you buy the stuff already prepared, it can cost you, like pre-cut fruits or salad kits. They can cost you 2 to 3 times more than just buying the whole produce and prepping it yourself. A bag of like cut up pineapples, it could run you maybe, $6, again, depending on where you live. But just buying a whole pineapple, it could cost you like $2.50. Sometimes even cheaper when it's on sale, you know, and it's just a whole lot cheaper to buy your own and prepare it yourself. So those are the 10 tips that I wanted to give you this week on, you know, uh, tips to save money. Um, Again, we're going to get to all 50 tips. Next week, we're going to talk about household expenses and 10 ways you can save money with that. But utilizing all 50 of these tips is going to help you save money. And like I said, it could be up to $500 a month in savings to utilize these tips that a lot of people don't think about. Um, all right, so join me next week for that video. If you did like this video, go ahead and hit that like button for me. If you think it can be useful for somebody else, then, go ahead and share it with them, this information, if you think that, it'll be beneficial for them. Um, and again, if you're not subscribed already, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. I would appreciate it. And I will see you in the next video.